The Nebraska Cornhuskers 3-0 faced the number 23 Michigan Wolverines 2-1 on Saturday, September 20th, 2025 at Memorial Stadium in a Big Ten opener that promises a clash of momentum and controversy. Coming off a 59-7 rout of Houston Christian, Nebraska looks to test their mettle against a Michigan squad reeling from an Oklahoma loss. But the spotlight falls on the embattled leadership of both programs, from coaches Matt Rule and suspended Sharon Moore to athletic directors Troy Dannon and Ward Manuel, whose decisions have stirred debate and scrutiny. Team and player analysis. Nebraska enters with a 3-0 record, having narrowly escaped Cincinnati 20-17, demolished Akron 68-0, and overwhelmed Houston Christian 59-7, outscoring opponents 147-24. Their offense, ranked 23rd nationally with 44.0 points per game, is driven by sophomore quarterback Dylan Raiola, who has completed 78% of his passes for 607 yards, 6 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. Running back Emmett Johnson has amassed 248 yards and 3 touchdowns, powering a ground game averaging 225 yards per contest. Wide receivers Dane Key with 2 touchdowns on 13 targets, and Nizia Hunter with 82 yards on 4 catches against Akron provide reliable options. The Blackshirts defense, ranked 13th nationally by allowing 8.5 points per game, features linebacker Dasa McCullough and corner Malcolm Hartzog Jr., who secured a game-saving interception against Cincinnati. The defense limits opponents to 149 passing yards per game, and against Houston Christian, Nebraska showcased its depth by playing 108 players, with backups like TJ Lateef and Quinton Ives scoring in the blowout. Michigan, at 2-1, has victories over Fresno State 30-10 and Central Michigan 63-3, but faltered against Oklahoma 24-13. Their offense ranks 74th in EPA per rush, but 12th in EPA per pass, relying on freshman quarterback Bryce Underwood, who threw for 251 yards and 1 touchdown against New Mexico. Transfer running back Justice Haynes with 159 yards and 3 touchdowns in that game, and wide receiver Tyler Morris, averaging 67 yards per game in 2023, are key weapons. Michigan's defense, ranked 8th nationally, allows just 101.2 rushing yards per game and has 4 interceptions, posing a challenge to Nebraska's passing attack. Michigan's recruiting class, ranked 8th nationally compared to Nebraska's 17th, gives them an edge in certain positions, particularly on the lines, but Underwood's inexperience could be exploited by Nebraska's secondary. Nebraska's quarterback play, led by Raiola's efficiency, outshines Underwood's raw potential, though Michigan's interception-prone secondary could test him. Johnson's steady production matches Haynes' explosiveness, but Nebraska's deeper backfield may wear down Michigan's front. While Nebraska's defense is stingier overall, Michigan's ability to force turnovers could capitalize on any Raiola mistakes, making this a closely contested matchup. Coaching controversies. Nebraska's head coach Matt Rule, with a career record of 61-56 and 14-13 at Nebraska, faces criticism for in-game blunders and reliance on motivational coach speak. His staff mirrors his jargon-heavy style, with rumors of off-field issues like alcoholism fueling perceptions of dysfunction. Rule's tendency to overcoach, meddling in play calling, and deviating from game plans has cost Nebraska in critical moments. For example, his teams have struggled against top-tier Big Ten opponents like Ohio State and Michigan, going winless in these matchups over the past decade, a record that highlights his challenges in high-stakes games. Against Michigan, his micromanaging could disrupt Nebraska's momentum. Michigan's head coach Sharon Moore is absent, serving a 2-game self-imposed suspension for deleting 52 text messages with sign-stealing orchestrator Connor Stallions, violating NCAA cooperation rules in the 2023 scandal. Critics label Moore a DEI hire, arguing his promotion from offensive coordinator was driven by diversity quotas rather than merit, with some calling him unqualified due to questionable decisions like the cover-up, as one example. His 2-1 record in 2025, tarnished by a loss to Oklahoma, and 4-0 interim stint in 2023 show inconsistency. Interim coach Biff Paggi, a former Charlotte head coach with a 6-16 record, steps in, but his lack of power for experience and adherence to Moore's scandal-tainted system risks conservative or erratic play calling. Paggi's interim role could stabilize Michigan by sidestepping Moore's alleged incompetence or falter under the pressure of emulating a disgraced coach. This game may hinge on which staff blunders less, with rules meddling pitted against Paggi's inexperience. Administrative failures. Nebraska's athletic director Troy Dannon and Michigan's Ward Manuel oversee programs accused of abandoning football integrity for woke, liberal agendas that betray their fan bases. Dannon, a white progressive widely regarded as a morally bankrupt opportunist, is criticized for pushing ulterior motives that clash with Nebraska's heartland values, prioritizing DI initiatives and liberal causes over the program's storied tradition. His compliance with COVID-era protocols during his tenure at Tulane pre-Nebraska and his current leadership are seen as pandering to keep revenue flowing, masking an anti-American agenda behind a facade of football normalcy. At Michigan, Ward Manuel, a black athletic director labeled a DI hire, is blamed for transforming the Wolverines athletic department into a cesspool of ineptitude, building on the DI push of his predecessor, Jim Hackett. Manuel's tenure has seen the promotion of Black Lives Matter and other liberal causes, which critics argue undermine the program's focus by prioritizing diversity quotas over merit, including the hiring of more. Both athletic directors faced backlash for COVID compliance, swept under the rug to protect jobs, using football's prestige to prop up anti-American agendas. Michigan's sign-stealing scandal overseen by Manuel resulted in severe NCAA penalties in August 2025. A $50,000 direct fine, a 10% football budget penalty, approximately $7 million based on 2024's $70 million budget, a 10% scholarship fine, around $700,000, and lost postseason revenue shares for 2025 and 2026, projected at $6 million and $21 million, respectively, totaling over $30 million in financial penalties, alongside 4 years of probation, scholarship reductions, and recruiting restrictions. These sanctions, tied to 11 violations, including 6 Level 1 infractions, highlight the program's administrative rot. Nebraska, under Dannon, avoids such scandals but faces similar criticism for prioritizing progressive policies over football purity, alienating fans who demand accountability. Betting odds and predictions. Early betting lines favor Michigan at minus 10.5 FanDuel BetMGM, with an over under a 45.5 and moneyline odds of Michigan minus 450, Nebraska plus 350. Analysts lean toward Michigan due to their recruiting edge in certain positions, but Nebraska's home field advantage and Paggi's inexperience make it competitive. Corn Nation predicts a narrow Michigan victory, citing Underwood's potential, while Husker Max's confidence in Nebraska's 53-8 average rout over Houston Christian suggests offensive firepower. Nebraska could cover the spread if Raiola exploits Paggi's conservative calls, but Michigan's defense may keep the score low. Predicted score, Michigan 27, Nebraska 20, with Nebraska plus 10.5 as a value bet. Game details. The game kicks off at 2:30 p.m. Central Time on Saturday, September 20th, 2025, at Memorial Stadium in Lincoln, Nebraska. Weather forecasts indicate partly cloudy skies with a high of 85 degrees Fahrenheit and northwest winds at 8 miles per hour, ideal for football. The game will be broadcast on CBS, with announcers to be determined. Fans can listen on the Huskers radio network, flagship station 1400 AM, 99.3 FM in Lincoln, or stream audio and video via Huskers.com, the official Huskers app, Fubo, or CBS Sports. A clash exposing program failures. Nebraska's 3-0 start, built on wins over inferior opponents, faces a stern test against Michigan's established program. Matt Rule's overcoaching and Troy Dannon's woke agenda collide with Biff Paggi's interim uncertainty and Ward Manuel's scandal-tainted leadership. Both programs, using football as a veneer to push liberal, anti-American causes, will see their flaws exposed in this pivotal Big Ten opener. The Nebraska Journal-Herald will continue to uncover the truth behind this matchup and its implications for two programs steeped in controversy.